mpaka mama ambaye mjane ambaye alitetea nchi hii, yeye ndiye alikuwa wa kwanza. Yeye ndio Kenyatta tunaona saa hii mnataka kumfinya.
Did you listen to the hot breakfast this morning? Here's what you missed.
Another weekend, another rally. From
and another church service.
And a renaming. And there will be church every weekend for the next 5 years.
Yes.
According to
52
Rick
weeks.
So don't count.
Right.
Don't count. It is. There are honest men, and honest men go to church every Sunday, and there are people. He said on that day, I was surprised. He said that he meant that all the problems we have is because there was no Thanksgiving Mass in Nakuru after the 2017 elections.
Right.
And so they are going to go back to Nakuru, have that Thanksgiving Mass, and hopefully all our problems will go away.
But I must note something that this Sunday, if you noted, there was a bit of change compared to the other services that have been held. There was a bit of minimized politics. In fact, the only political issue that came about that day was the tax issue. But they also minimized the speakers because really they are antagonizing the public. I think people are tired of now listening. They want to see something. It has to be some action.
I think it depends with the church, because this was not interdenominational
no, this was Deliverance,
this is Deliverance church. And when you are going to a single church, I think they have their way of doing things, and they will expect you to fit in their way of doing things. But when you have Dini Msambwa, you have Deliverance, you have Israel Nineveh, you have all of them together. Jesus of Tongaren.
They said only 2 people are going to from Nairobi.
And that's Jeff and Nick, so we will represent you guys.
If it's you guys, then I think the other side is fine.
So when there are too many churches and there's no that proper planning, and so politics will always be one of them. Actually, those interdenominational prayer services are just political rallies, basically.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys later, but were you guys surprised at the fact that former First Lady, a woman of stature, had to come out and defend herself and her family, the mother of the former president? I mean, in any other country, this is astounding.
Yeah, I was so surprised first to hear her speak.
Yes.
And not only speak, but in a remote island of Lamu Mpeketoni. I mean, to me at first, and she had, gone to, kind of donate,
actually thought it was fake. I actually thought it was deep fake.
That is why you saw that day we had to change our news outlook,
right,
and ensure that she is the top story, because having a first lady of the country, the first of the first founding first lady, speak about this issue means that he has been pressed into a corner that she couldn't, keep quiet anymore. And remember, she kept quiet even in the height of the campaign when everything was directed to her in person. But now this one, when she came out, it means also matters money and matters taxes are critical, especially for even on an individual level. So I really thought that the Azimio team got really an opportunity to hit back, because now they turned it into a sympathy sort of, and tried to say yani hata mpaka mama ambaye mjane ambaye alitetea nchi hii, yeye ndiye alikuwa wa kwanza, yeye ndio Kenyatta tunaona saa hii mnataka kumfinya. So I think they also got an opportunity and an impetus also to come in and defend. But I think that is why also you saw the president also trying to tone down on that issue and try to make it being understood in a better way, and that's to show that it was not really in that direction, but still that conversation is still ongoing.
Yeah, Goin.
Yeah, I think the last public the last time we saw Mama Ngina Kenyatta in public, I think in a very politically active situation, was during that prayer moment in 2013.
ICC moment.
When there was ICC, that prayer, it was coincidentally in Nakuru, where this Sunday there will be a prayer service. That was the most politically involved season we saw Mama Ngina Kenyatta. But seeing her that day speak, and you can see I must say she's aging gracefully. I love that at her age, she still stands firm. But even from her speech, you could tell she was trying to really manage whatever she was saying, and it kind of reverberated into the speech that was heard by the president on Sunday. The deputy president avoided that conversation completely, and I believe maybe there was a discussion that let's cut down this conversation. So seeing her speak that way really, I think, sort of put a lull on the offensive that was on this other side. So I think there will be a bit of managed communication going forward. But now, Kimani Ichung'wah, the majority leader, says we're writing to the National Treasury. We want the list of whether it's companies or individuals that have received tax waivers from 2018 to date.
I was there when Ichung'wah was making that statement.
Oh, you're not the one who got a tax waiver.
I pay tax diligently, so. I asked him, to what end? What is your end game? You want this list, so what? And we just want people to know and try to end impunity. That was the answer. But the fact is that if Jeff, you received a waiver and it was a lawful waiver, whether Leto likes it or not, it was lawful. Well, once the CS gives it, whether you've used your name, your big name to get that waiver or not, the fact is that the CS has given it and the CS is lawfully mandated to give it. The only way is that Leto goes to court, for example, and the courts determine that the waiver that you are given was unlawful. Once that is done, then you'll be forced to pay that tax. But as it is, this is just politics. So whether Chemutai cries and says, "Oh, the tax waiver that I was given was not right," and as long as the courts have not determined that that tax waiver was unlawful, I will not pay that tax. And so going forward, I think we should not focus so much on what happened before. I think we should focus on going forward and just ensure that everybody pays their taxes. The biggest issue, I think, is about the land rates. There's this claim that some people are not paying the land rates. Jeff, I don't know, nyinyi mko na shamba kubwa labda.
Oh, iko ni shamba kubwa sana. In the next political rally, they will address Jeff directly.
Just remember, I came to Karibu Tigoni huko. Yes. There's a parcel that I actually saw and I liked. Tutaongea kidogo.
Atakukatia hiyo dogo dogo.
Tuongee baadaye.
So I think that should be the focus. Just ensure that everybody going forward is paying taxes. Everybody going forward is paying the land rates, because if you don't like the waivers, then don't give them. But waivers, Jeff, are lawful. And even in this dispensation, there are people who will be given waivers. There are investors who will want to come and you say that now you are investing here, you will not pay this tax, you will not do this. Just make sure that you are investing and youths are getting the jobs. Their companies will come, they will want to build up a road or something, what they call PPP, and you say, because it's PPP, please don't pay this tax. We will allow you to do ABC, this or that. We will also do us this ABC. So waivers and something that is normal and something that will continue being given even in this dispensation. I think what we are hearing now is just the politics of it. Yes.